Hey, so check this out. I just got an email from Reverb saying that they now have a new price guide up on their website. Something to for buyers to to conduct some market research and figure out what their gear is worth before they list it. So let's check it out. Let's see what it's about. All right, let's see what this thing's about. Reverb's website. Go to Explore. Go Price Guide. Let's search for a piece of gear that I personally happen to own. Hammer Scarab. Sorry, we didn't find anything matching your term, Hammer Scarab. Seriously? These hundreds of thousands of listings sold that you're claiming to have, and you've never sold a Hammer Scarab? Okay. Well, let's try. Let's see. How about Gibson Les Paul Vertigo? Hey, there's a winner. GC price estimate. Last time I looked these up on eBay, last time I found one that had sold, these were worth about 4 or 5 grand. Select condition. Mine has got a few miles on it, but overall still pretty good. So I'm going to say very good just to be on the conservative side. Price gear. Somewhere between $3,900 and $6,200. Wow, that's accurate. That's a $2,300 differential. Okay, that was over 6 years, over 1 year. Okay, so based on one sold and almost 2 years ago, January 2021, that sold for about $3,200. They're saying that mine could be worth anywhere from 39, call it 4 grand, to to just under 4 grand to just over 6 grand. Okay, yeah, no thanks. Yeah, that's helpful. So I guess I would just list it for the $6,200 number and hope for the best. I don't know. Tell you what, let's see about Marshall. Let's just do a old-fashioned 4100. My trusty tried and true JCM 900. And of course they didn't make that real easy. There it is, JCM 900 model 4100. Select model. 4100 2-channel 100 watt, 1990s black. That's the one. Condition, we're going to call it excellent. Because it is in pretty good. It is in very good condition. Price gear. Okay, for the longest time, this amp was selling in about selling for about the 6 to 750 range. So that 657 is probably accurate. A couple of years ago, I've seen them selling here recently. Or at least I've seen people asking upwards of $1,500 for them recently. I don't know if anybody's actually getting that kind of money for this amp. But basically, Reverb is telling me exactly telling me what I already knew about it, and providing a few different sales here. It's 1160. Okay, so I guess people are actually paying this much money for it. So, so the way that this thing works after you see, and here it is a little bit, back when that's about. I think I paid even less for mine. But you can't just rely on the number that pops up here. You've got to go up into here and see, really what the median price is and how recent it's been. One more, just for funsies. Let's do a good old something common, something to see everywhere. How about a good old-fashioned Ibanez TS9? Old-fashioned TS9 tube screamer. That guy right there. Get price estimate. Select model. 92 to 2001. 2000. We'll call it 2002 to present. I don't know what the hell the difference would be, but 2002 to present, we'll call it. That's the current model, and we'll call it how do they? Good condition. Item functions properly, but may exhibit some wear and tear. Let's go with that. And of course, you got them anywhere between 53 and 80 bucks. Average price sold $67 over the course of 2 years. And it looks like somebody actually paid upwards of a little over 90 bucks for one. Somebody paid about 53 for one. I've been seeing these things going in about the 70, 75, about the $60 to $70 range here over the last couple years, and that's about what this reflects. So here's the problem with Reverb is you go to do some research, and I suppose a lot of this might also have to do with Reverb sellers, but we got to do some research on what something might be worth, and we see this number right here, and that's what that's what sellers automatically list it for, and assume that that's what it's worth, and that's not really the case. So with Reverb, you got to dig a little bit deeper, to get this information. Long story short, I'm not impressed. I think eBay is still way more accurate, if for no other reason than the fact that you got the auction. The auction format over on eBay, and that will tell you what after a number of people bid on an item a number of times, I'll tell you how many people, how many bids, and what it actually finally sold for. And that's really the most accurate representation of the entire market. So yeah, not impressed. Honestly, I will give Reverb credit. This was a little bit better than I was expecting it to be, though. And even eBay is not going to have every single item out there that you can find. I've run into some pretty obscure stuff that I was trying to find a price on. Even there wasn't even any information out there on eBay before. But in my opinion, eBay is generally still a lot more accurate than Reverb, just because of the nature of the Reverb community. For whatever reason, there is a stigma on Reverb that when you list an item on Reverb, you have to list it for the absolute top dollar of the market, and all of a sudden you think that's what it's worth, and that you're not taking that's what you're going to get for it. Period. End. I see it all over the place. I very, very seldom buy anything on Reverb. Matter of fact, I never buy anything on Reverb, despite my personal grievances with them. Even just from a business standpoint, I never buy anything on Reverb, because generally everything I see out there is way, way, way overpriced. I should maybe do another video out there to show the differences that I have seen between Reverb pricing and eBay pricing, and show people my findings about this, because I've noticed this on Reverb for years now. But they do have a new price guide for those that do like to sell on Reverb. Could be a pretty handy tool, I suppose.